Wisconsin Foodie would like to thank the following underwriters for their support.
Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, representing the dairy farm families of Wisconsin, who fostered a proud history with generations of family-owned dairy farms, working to sustain the state's economy through job growth and providing acclaimed cheeses and other dairy products.
Every product tells a story, and every story starts with a seed. Your story, your product, your company all started with an idea. Ircink Company ensures you have the right packaging to help you proudly take your harvest to market. Ircink Company is dedicated to packaging your vision.
American Kitchen Cookware is proud to support Wisconsin Foodie in helping food lovers everywhere embrace their own culinary adventure. With cookware manufactured right here in Wisconsin, we're working every day to make people's lives better in and out of the kitchen.
Employee-owned New Glarus Brewing Company has been brewing and bottling beer for their friends only in Wisconsin since 1993. Just a short drive from Madison, come visit Swissconsin and see where your beer is made. Milwaukee's landmark Art Deco Hotel offers luxury accommodations, legendary hospitality, and world-class dining. Award-winning chef Jason Gorman's contemporary take on cuisine, paired with the hotel's Roaring Twenties vibe, makes the Ambassador a must-experience destination. Join us for an exclusive opportunity to go behind the scenes with the cast and crew of Wisconsin Foodie. Be our guest at the next Foodie event. Dine on the farm with some of your favorite chefs. And follow us through award-winning cheese caves. Visit wisconsinfoodie.com for more details.
Society Insurance, small details, big difference.
Edible Milwaukee Magazine.
Also, with support of the Friends of Wisconsin Public Television. This week on Wisconsin Foodie.
A beer garden in its truest form is a public place. It's basically a managed picnic ground that serves beer. And given our relationship with the Hofbrauhaus, we decided to keep that going here. So I eventually succumbed to the idea that I too should be a beer baron and open a beer garden. Milwaukee, it was the beer garden capital of the world, probably other than Munich, up until Prohibition. Former beer gardens are the foundation of the Milwaukee County Park System. It's kind of cool.
Hans Weissgerber!
What do you think?
This is epic and historic and classic, and it's like a tidal wave of Munich coming at me. It's like a cubist painting of great Bavarian drinking culture happening all at once to my senses.
That is an incredible explanation. From here, we're going to make our way to the beer garden, and then we will have the creme de la creme of beer social experiences at Oktoberfest at the Hofbrauhaus cellar.
Yeah.
We're gonna see every element of what I call Bavarian social life.
Tick, tick, tock goes my heart with the clock beating top while the music is gay. Tick, 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 tock is the rhythm that plays in the north.
With a name like Hans Weissgerber, it's definitely difficult to escape your German roots. So I always had kind of a penchant for all things München, or all things Munich, and all things Bavarian. And so the idea of building the beer hall downtown to represent a little snapshot of Bavarian social life and Bavarian culture was very interesting to me. And so I pursued that project. It went well, and to me the natural next step was a beer garden. And given our relationship with the Hofbrauhaus, we decided to keep that going here. And so I eventually succumbed to the idea that I too should be a beer baron and open a beer garden. A beer garden in its truest form is a public place. It's basically a managed picnic ground that serves beer. I mean, there could be anywhere from 650 to 1,000 people here. And you'd never know it because it never really rises above a subtle rumble of laughter and conversation. Come here by yourself, come with friends, share a table with somebody, meet new people, talk about what you have in common.
Prost!
At the time that Estabrook Beer Garden opened, there were no beer gardens in Milwaukee, other than maybe like a tavern or two that had a patio outside the back door with a sign that said beer garden. Milwaukee, as far as the beer garden world goes, it was the beer garden capital of the world, probably other than Munich, up until Prohibition. And the various breweries throughout the city owned large tracts of land all up along the coast of Lake Michigan and along the river here. Former beer gardens are the foundation of the Milwaukee County Park System. It's kind of cool. This overlook here was overgrown. You couldn't use the stairs. This was all rebuilt by the Friends of Estabrook Park. We sell beer mugs here and we give all the revenue to the Friends group, and that money stays 100% in this park and goes to projects here.
I just love the fact that what it's turned into in the last 6 years. It's a wonderful thing. This is such a great thing, and you were the first. You were the first to actually do this. And how many years did it take you?
I always like to say we were the first. Milwaukee was the first.
Milwaukee was the first.
Cheers to that.
Exactly.
Pour one more, let's have one more.
Tonight, it's technically the grand opening of the Estabrook Beer Garden for the 2017 Beer Garden season. Big stage here, and people are enjoying some beer and sunshine because the sun always shines at Estabrook Park. We're gonna head on into what we call the stockade here, and then into the kitchen. Pretty simple place. We've got a grill and an oven, pretzels, brats. We tap beer up here. That's really the operation.
Thank you.
I want to welcome you all to the Estabrook Beer Garden and thank you for coming out to celebrate our MyFest. We like to think of this day as the official opening of beer garden season in Milwaukee. I would like to introduce Pastor Marian Lars Hendrickson. He'll be blessing our Bach beer tonight.
Bless, O Lord, this creature beer, and grant through the invocation of your holy name that whoever drinks of it may gain health in body and peace in soul. Amen.
Amen. Well done, sir. Thank you. Okay, let's get to the tapping. All right, go ahead. Light it up. Oh, get it in there. Get in there. Hit it again. That was beautiful. Oh, stop this.
You guys get a
All right, come on up. Let's get some beer spilled.
I'm close.
Doing good, Tiger. I love you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have entered the Maßkrug Stemmen. All right, you see how I'm holding this mug? That's how you need to hold the mug. Straight out by the handle. It's called Stemmen. You're supposed to be like the branch of a tree, okay? Contestants, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, Stemm! Straighten that arm, lock that elbow. Oh! We straightened it out last morning. Oh, we lost. We're losing them. Keep them locked. Get them straight.
I feel very weak, like I can't lift my arm at all, but it's rewarding. It's very satisfying, like this beer. That was the best drink of beer I've had all night.
Woo! Today went great. The people from the community came out and they're here to celebrate. People here really care about community and tradition. And that was what we had here today. And a couple thousand people came out, drank some beer, partied, and they're still going. They're going to be going until 10 o'clock tonight, and it's going to be awesome, and it is awesome. So, we love you. Prost. beautiful.
It doesn't get any more Van Brosen, Gemütlichkeit.
Ein Prosit, der Gemütlichkeit.
Well, I've heard it sung. I'm just trying to fit in.
You're doing a great job. What do you think?
This is epic and historic and classic, and it's like a tidal wave of Munich coming at me. It's like a cubist painting of great Bavarian drinking culture happening all at once to my senses.
That is an incredible explanation.
You grew up not here, but with this. When was the first time you came here?
14 years old with my dad. I had my first liter here in the Hofbrauhaus. Well, I can tell you that the first time I was here, I definitely felt a sense of home and a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's something that I think is truly part of the Hofbrauhaus experience. And I think as time went on, the idea of being in the full-service restaurant business where I grew up,
right,
became less interesting, and this sort of thing became more interesting.
You have to be in a really bad mood and be committed to that, to not be changed, to just be glowing with happiness inside.
You know, I think Walt Disney, with the whole idea of the happiest place on earth, right? They're trying so hard to be the happiest place on earth, but this is the happiest place on earth.
It's just a good Bavarian beer hall, everybody.
That's right.
Yeah, I love it.
You don't need a mouse in a castle, you just need a liter of beer. This is the pinnacle of Hofbrau life, so to speak. There are only 616 Steinlockers in the Hofbrauhaus, and it is incredibly difficult to get one.
And 100,000 million people beer lovers that would like a mug.
Absolutely, would like to have their own here. There are.
And if I'm a billionaire from the States or Japan or wherever, and I just love to have a Stein here, a mug, it doesn't matter, right?
To quote a lady who just said something to us, the answer is no. You've got a better chance of getting Packer tickets than you do about getting one of these. In addition to this, there are 3,500 what they call Stammgäste, or Stammtisch guests. Those are different clubs that have a reserved table here a certain night of the week or a certain night of the month.
Oh, that's what we see. They have the little sign that denotes...
They all have their own sign.
And their names.
Correct. And if it is their time, you have to get out of that table and let them sit.
So you're having a wonderful time, but the Stammtisch shows up and it's like, yeah. So on average, how many people roll through the Hofbrauhaus non-Oktoberfest?
Around 3,500 a day on average, which is indicative of the max capacity of the place. But on a busy day, there could be as many as 5,000 to 6,000 people who come through the building. So here we are in the middle of the Biergarden, in the middle of the Hofbrauhaus.
There's a term in monasteries where they have the little green space where they connect with the Almighty through that little. It's called the cloister.
Yes.
That's what this is, essentially, for the Hofbrauhaus.
I have frequently referred to the Hofbrauhaus as the Vatican of beer. This is it. This is the Vatican. And I think part of the beauty of this place is that it is, in fact, alive unto itself. It's like an organic being, the Hofbrauhaus. It's 365 days a year. This is the atmosphere. This is the energy level. This is the heart and soul of Munich right here.
Well, my only complaint to your tour so far is that I'm getting a little jittery because I still don't have a beer.
I think we need to order a beer.
I mean, let's get a Maß.
Let's do it.
Danke.
Dankeschön. And this beer that we're drinking here is a classic Münchner Helles, a Munich, what they call light beer or a golden beer. And that really has become the iconic beer of Munich. This is what they call the Hofbrau Original. And it truly represents Bavarian lager. Freshness is everything when it comes to beer, and the fact that this beer is being depleted at such incredible rates means it's being replaced with fresh beer constantly.
Hans, I feel a little bit like, stick a fork in me, turn me over, I'm done, already coming here. But I know that we've got more places to go.
We're just getting started, Kyle. From here, we're going to make our way to the beer garden, to the English garden, to see some beer gardens, and then we will have the creme de la creme of beer social experiences at Oktoberfest at the Hofbrauhaus Cell.
Yeah.
We're gonna see every element of what I call Bavarian social life.
Hans, you have taken me to one of the most beautiful outdoor spots maybe ever. Look at this. We got the water, we got the sunlight.
This is the Zay House, which means the lake house. There are several beer gardens in the park as well as on the perimeter of the park. But the beauty of Oktoberfest and also of these beer gardens is we can all sit down, come here with a different ideal, but we can find common ground in sitting down and enjoying a beer together.
Yeah. And this resonates with me like Estabrook does. I mean, you're in this beautiful park setting. You're mixing with people from all around the city and the region, in this case the world. There's water nearby, in Estabrook the river's flowing, but here we've got this great lake. Like it just feels like a place that you can settle in and be expansive. It's what a beer garden's supposed to be? I don't know, you're the expert.
Yeah, you know, one of my big primary points when even proposing the beer garden idea to Milwaukee County Parks was centered around the idea there can be no fence. I always look at it as a sanctuary from urban life.
Right.
You know, yet by creating the beer garden there, you create this I guess kind of a civilization that allows you to incidentally enjoy the park. You don't have to plan, you don't have to bring a picnic basket. You can just say, you know, I've had enough. I want to go sit in a park for a couple hours and relax and enjoy myself and get some sun and have a beer.
Thanks for bringing me to this sunny spot, my friend.
You bet. Prost.
Prost. Just gonna have a little snack. Oh, that's good. On the way to the table. Feeling hearty, I'm gonna start with the pork knuckle. I know this is probably not the proper parlance, but I want a little crispy, I want a little meat. I think that looks like a good bite right there. I may have overdone it, but that is juicy, crispy, porky deliciousness. Oh wow, that's good. So why do we take this journey? Why do we start at the Milwaukee River in Estabrook Park and the Old German Beer Hall in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and come all the way to Munich in Bavaria? If you want to understand the heritage, the history, the true tradition of something, you have to go to the source. In 1810, Oktoberfest was begun. By 1860, there were more Germans living in Milwaukee than anywhere else on the globe, save for Germany. And if you were coming from the southern part, Bavaria, why wouldn't you want to bring this grandeur, this sense of belonging, this sense of place and celebration? Why wouldn't you want to bring all of that joy with you? Well, now the task is to find Hans amidst 10,000 people in the Hofbrau beer tent. Let's go. Hans!
Kyle! Welcome.
I found you! 500,000 people here, 10,000 in there, and here we are in front of the Hofbrau tent. Dude, you can bring it. Look at this outfit. This is some sort of
Trachtenmode.
I feel like we are definitely not in Milwaukee anymore, Dorothy.
This is the real deal. You have arrived in Oz.
Yeah. Yes. This is the Super Bowl, the Carnival, I don't even know what analogies. This is Oktoberfest.
It's Oktoberfest, right? It defies analogy. It is the analogy used for other things.
Truly, yeah. So behind us is the Hofbrau. It's not fair to call it a tent.
It's the Festzelt, which means fest tent, but it is truly a massive structure. Yeah. It's built every year, starting in July. Okay, actually June they start putting foundations in. July start putting it up. It costs over $1 million a year to put it up. And when this is over, within 3 to 4 weeks, there'll be nothing here but an open meadow.
Wow. And you have seats for us up on a balcony?
Yes, we're going to be on the balcony overlooking the whole sea of people down below.
Well, I don't know what we're waiting for. I'm not shy.
Let's go drink some beer.
Yeah. That's overwhelming. This is so exciting that it's the balcony of the Hofbrauhaus in Munich for Oktoberfest. This is like the opera box of beer, and with, you know, a few friends and beer enthusiasts. This is the hookup. This is fantastic.
It's awe-inspiring to think about how many people are here from all over the world, and they're all having a great time.
But every 20 minutes, they play one of two songs.
The Hofbrauhaus song or Ein Prosit.
And roughly 10,000 people take a sip, and how much beer is consumed?
It's about 1,000 liters every time they play the song. Everything here is served in glass, on china, with silverware, by service staff.
So this is my first Oktoberfest. This is your 12th, 13th?
I think it's my 13th. I kind of lost count. Your first time here is the best,
Nothing
right?
like it,
There's
right?
nothing like it. I mean, it's a pretty awe-inspiring thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's, you look at this out here, this is humanity.
That's such good beer. So I'm about to descend to the belly of the beast. I have this much of my second liter. There's frivolity, there's celebration, and there's Gemütlichkeit. It's everywhere, really. It's impossible to be in a bad mood and be here. And it has nothing to do with the great Bavarian beer. Come with me. In a world where so many things are copied and troped on, this is the authentic experience. This is history. This is true German beer. This is togetherness. This is a sense of place. There's nothing happening here except for people conversing, having great beer, toasting each other, and enjoying life. This is the spirit of how we live. This is Oktoberfest!
It's gonna get rowdy.
Wisconsin Foodie would like to thank the following underwriters for their support.
Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, representing the dairy farm families of Wisconsin, who fostered a proud history with generations of family-owned dairy farms, working to sustain the state's economy through job growth and providing acclaimed cheeses and other dairy products.
Every product tells a story, and every story starts with a seed. Your story, your product, your company all started with an idea. Ircink Company ensures you have the right packaging to help you proudly take your harvest to market. Ircink Company is dedicated to packaging your vision.
American Kitchen Cookware is proud to support Wisconsin Foodie in helping food lovers everywhere embrace their own culinary adventure. With cookware manufactured right here in Wisconsin, we're working every day to make people's lives better in and out of the kitchen.
Employee-owned New Glarus Brewing Company has been brewing and bottling beer for their friends only in Wisconsin since 1993. Just a short drive from Madison, come visit Swissconsin and see where your beer is made. Milwaukee's landmark Art Deco hotel offers luxury accommodations, legendary hospitality, and world-class dining. Award-winning chef Jason Gorman's contemporary take on cuisine, paired with the hotel's Roaring Twenties vibe, makes the Ambassador a must-experience destination. Join us for an exclusive opportunity to go behind the scenes with the cast and crew of Wisconsin Foodie. Be our guest at the next Foodie event. Dine on the farm with some of your favorite chefs. And follow us through award-winning cheese caves. Visit wisconsinfoodie.com for more details.
Society Insurance. Small details, big difference. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources.
The Central Wisconsin Craft Collective. Something special from Wisconsin, Rushing Waters Fisheries, Fab Wisconsin. Edible Milwaukee Magazine.
Also, with support of the Friends of Wisconsin Public Television.